We are in the galleries that are devoted to an exhibition called Nine. These represent the works of 9 artists who are currently in our studio program. And to me, what's really nice about having...
First question, it's obligatory. How you choose these 9 artists?
So we do an open call, and it's an open call to any artist who's living in Queens. And then we provide a very under market rate for the rent. So you actually have to pay rent, but it's very subsidized.
Yeah.
And there are 9 beautiful artist studios behind the panorama, and so you have access to those. Okay. And then we organize different kinds of studio visits, we bring people out, we have all different kinds of programs for the artists, and also gatherings that they can talk to one another, get to know each other. It's a great program. Mm-hmm. So there's an open call, and then a selection is made based on that. And this is the exhibition that we have currently, which includes the work of Chris Bogia, who's wonderful artist that's part of the program, and he's also the director of the Fire Island Artist Residency, which is an amazing project. But one of the very special things about having artists in the building is that there are artists making work all the time here. And I just think that's an important vibe to have. We're so much an institution that commissions new work, and it's living and related to what we're doing, and and to the way we live our lives. And so having artists literally working in the building to me is really important. And then that work sort of seeps out into other things. Oftentimes artists that we're working with get involved with our education program, whether it's doing a workshop with our Queens teens. Camila Rashid was part of our Jerome Fellowship program 2 years ago, and she did this bookmaking project with the Queens teens that was enormously popular. A couple of the artists have gotten involved as teaching artists in our education program. So there's this kind of beautiful way that in an institution of this scale you can have some seepage between projects and have this really rich thing.
What about the artists that live in Queens, apply and don't get accepted? What do you tell to them?
Well,
apply next year?
Them's the breaks. What can I say? Them's the breaks. I think, look, these things are always really competitive.
Yes.
But what we try to do is support artists that are sort of in a critical moment in their early career, where they really could take advantage of using a space like a studio space here, and so.
What about that one? I'm seeing very.
Let's go look at it.
It's muy estival. It's very summery, right?
Yes, it's true. Sorry, we're not open today, so there are a few barricades up. You're getting behind the scenes here.
That's really cool. Thank you. Wow, look at this one.
There's lots of good stuff in here.
Wow.
So this is Denniston Mickelson, and it's this macrame hammock with ceramic balls inside. And then...
Wait, it's Philip Roth? All about Philip Roth?
Yes.
This is very Lena Dunham right now.
Yeah.
Awesome. What is the story about this one?
So Brian, who made this work, is completely obsessed with Philip Roth, as you could guess. And in fact, let's walk around and maybe you can show a close-up. This is all Philip Roth books that are
awesome.
Encased in this crumbling wall.
Now I'm interested in knowing how long did these artists take to produce this?
That I don't know the answer to, but he was here for 2 years in his residency.
I really love this. It's awesome.
And then I don't know if you can see this, but on the wall here he has. Oh, let me go on this side. He has some needlepoint portrait of Philip Roth and a needlepoint.
Did he did it, or did the grandmother, or who knows? And what do we have there? Mountains?
That is the second model that we have at the museum. So let's just go through there. For the 1939 World's Fair, and we should just walk to the other side here. I'll lead Victoria. Sorry, I have to do a little turn to not be tangled. I affectionately call this model the blob because it's a little bit tricky to tell what you're looking at until you know. But I think it's best to see from up here. So this is the watershed model of New York City. It was made by the predecessor of the Department of Environmental Protection for the 1939 World's Fair. It was actually never exhibited because they ran out of room in the New York City Pavilion. And the Department of Environmental Protection actually stored it and discovered it a number of years ago. and they said they cleaned it up, they fixed it. These are actually little lights that blink, and it shows the pipelines that bring fresh water, our New York City water, from the Catskills to the Croton Reservoir and down into the city. So there you have Manhattan, Brooklyn and Queens, Staten Island, and
you really make a good work with the old and the new.
And to me, this is another opportunity. This is obviously a tool to talk about water, and our relationship to water as humans is quite vital. And so we've started using this gallery space as a way to kind of contend with water justice issues, because they're coming up all the time, and there are a lot of artists who are doing work about climate and water issues. So we just did a project here with, unfortunately it's not up anymore because we're in the middle of changing over, but with the Interference Archive and Just Seeds, which is a national print collective. And so we had a series of prints up that were about water and water justice issues.
Thank you, Laura. As you can, I'm overwhelmed because we just had a little quick visit to the Queen's Museum with its director. I really thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
And please do come to the Queen's Museum. And if you have more questions, feel free to, if you have questions, because we haven't had, maybe they are also in awe. If you have questions, just post them, Facebook or Instagram, whatever, and I will send them to Laura. And thank you very much for watching.
Thank you, bye.